The Spider 8 Android tablet by Oscal, this time on KMRD Radio Stuff. Now you guys are probably asking yourself, Mike, what are you doing with an Android tablet? You're like an Apple guy. And I'm like, well, you're not wrong. But Oscal, the makers of the Spider 8, you might remember them. We reviewed their PowerMax 700 portable power station. I really like that. Asked if I would be interested in taking a look at their brand new Spider 8 Android tablet. And being that I don't currently own a tablet that's younger than, say, 12 years old, I agreed to take a look at it. So it's been kind of a neat experience. I haven't touched an Android device in over, 12, 13 years. So it's been kind of neat to play with this. I want to show you all about it. It's currently going for, I think, like $240. I'll leave a link in the description. I think that's very affordable for a tablet of this quality. So let's hop on the bench and take a look at the features and benefits of this. So here we are, the Oscal Spider 3 tablet. A beautiful, it's a 10.1 inch display. Really nice, clean, crisp display. One of the first things I noticed off the bat was just how smooth this glass felt. I was very impressed by that. So another thing, you have a nice ruggedized body. So for guys like me who are pretty rough on things, having these extra rubber baby buggy bumpers here is a plus. It also comes with a strap that you can screw on if you want. You've got 2 cameras and a flash there. On what I'm gonna call the left side, we've got our power, our on-off button, if you will, and then you've got your volume rockers, your up and down for the volume, as well as a speaker on the left side and the right side. The audio quality on this thing is actually really good. I'm surprised. As far as what's in the box, you get a USB-C to USB-C cord, which I'm happy about. You get a little screwdriver thing to actually install the wrist strap there. You get a USB-A to USB-C adapter. You get a SIM card because on the other side, you have a slot here for a SIM card. So you can actually connect this to the internet over data. I don't know if you can do like wireless calling, if you can use this as a phone, but it has 2 different size slots for different size SIM cards. So that's really neat. You can actually get internet connectivity on this. And your USB-C plug. These slots are kind of hard to open. You got to dig at them for a bit, but there's your charging port. And then you also have a standard, if I can open it, 3.5 millimeter headphone port there. Another neat thing, you get this little pen that this was kind of new to me. It's magnetic here, so that's cool. But it's got this little flat tip, which I thought was kind of interesting. I've not seen that before, but we'll try that out in a minute. And then they sent me a European plug, unfortunately, so this is worthless to me, but it's got anywhere from 15 watts to 30 watts, depending on the voltage output. So I'm not sure how you'd control the voltage output, but hopefully they come up with a US version of this, because it'd be nice to have a good, does say fast charger on it. So that's what's in the box. Looking at the specs on the back of the box, it's powered by Android 13. It has whatever kind of UMS 9230T, 2 gigahertz octa-core processor, 1300 milliamp battery. I will tell you, the battery on this thing lasts a while. I am very impressed with the battery on this. 10.1 inch screen, you've got a 16 megapixel front camera and a 13 megapixel plus 0.3 megapixel on the rear. I'm not sure what that means. 8 gigs of RAM plus 128 gigs of ROM. I'm not the most versed in RAM and ROM, but it's got that. So let's turn this thing on and see how it looks. So here we can see, let me go ahead and lock the screen. You can go ahead and swipe down from the top and get different options here. So I'm just gonna lock the screen, but here we've got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, airplane mode, all the kind of stuff you'd expect to see here. And then you also have your brightness slider here. Everything's very responsive. I've not had any problems whatsoever with touching and all that stuff. We've got our Wi-Fi icon. There's a little X there because I don't have a SIM card in there, and then you've got your battery indicator. One thing I noticed on the battery indicator, from like 100 to 90 goes really quick, and then it slows down a lot. Like I said, the battery on this thing, I've not worn it down, and I've tried. I've used this tablet more than I normally would just to try and see how long the battery would last, and I haven't been able to do that yet. Like days and days of hours of just like reading the news, watching YouTube, that kind of stuff. So I've thrown some apps on here. So let's check out. We've got the Google Play Store. So I mean, just everything you'd expect on Android. Again, I haven't used an Android machine in 13 years, so kind of a learning experience for me. But it's got all the, you know, everything you'd want it to have on there. So I went ahead and put on a couple apps. I got the ARRL magazines and Discord Weather Channel, what used to be known as Twitter, and they all work very well. Here, let's open up the ARRL. Very responsive. Takes a second to open, and there you go. There's ARRL magazine, just like that. So it's all on there. This is much faster than my old iPad. I don't really have anything to compare it to, but I've not had any issues with speed or anything. And I threw on Amazon and eBay. Let's take a look at the settings real quick. Under display, you can see there is like an adaptive brightness, so it'll adapt to kind of the time of day and the brightness, whether it's a warmer or a cooler screen. You've got day mode and night mode, or dark mode and night light rather. What is that? I don't know, but you got them. Change your font size, screen lock, orientation, color and contrast, all that stuff. Auto rotate, screensaver, everything you'd want out of a tablet, right? Let's go down to storage here. So here's the 128 gig. So it has a 128 gig hard drive, which for me and a tablet, that is plenty fine. I mean, back in the days of like the first iPads, I think you'd get like 16 or 30. I think my iPad has like 32 gigs on it maybe, which is kind of ridiculous. But 128 gigs for a tablet, I think is pretty darn good. And especially at this price point, I think $230, $240, not too bad at all. And then here you can see what's taking up space, free up space. I don't know what that does. You've got your accessibility for any kind of handy capable things that you might need. Digital well-being, check your screen time, your child locks, that kinds of things, passwords, your Google. PC mode, this will actually do a PC mode. I don't understand this. Again, I'm not very versed in the world of Android, but that's PC mode. Maybe you can, I guess it looks more like a regular desktop. I don't know. Maybe you hook a mouse up to this or something. I don't know. I don't know where everything went. There's all your apps, I see. Okay. That's interesting. So yeah, I guess it functions more as a PC. Now let me show you, I'll try and give you an idea how the speakers sound. Hey, look at that. That's me. Let's just listen to this one. Hi, my name's Mike. I'm a ham radio operator and a Mac user. I get asked all the time about software as a Mac user, so today I want to show you my favorite programs that I use for both Mac and iOS. So, I mean, this thing sounds fantastic. So, speakers are fantastic on this thing. I'm very, very happy with it. Now, let's take a look at this little pencil, see what this does. I mean, it's basically, I think it's more like a stylus. I don't know. This is a bit out of my wheelhouse, but I just downloaded a drawing app, and it does the thing. But like, notice these lines aren't very round. It's more like straight line to straight line. So that's kind of weird. And you also can't like rest your hand on the tablet and draw. So it doesn't have that feature. So I don't know how useful this pencil thing is. Maybe to some. To me, I can't draw to save my life. So doesn't matter for me, but it's included. So I don't know, maybe that's a good thing. Now I want to see how good the camera is and if I can actually export this video somehow onto my computer. I've not tried to plug it into my computer yet, so I'm just going to take some video with this camera. Actually, I'm going to take a still. I'm going to take a still of Little Geek. The focusing on it is actually pretty darn good. Wow, that took a while. Let's do one more. There's a bit of delay from when you press the capture button to when it actually takes the photo. So now I'm going to take some video here. Just get some of Big Geek, see how good. I mean, it's well lit here, so it shouldn't be grainy. I don't know what definition I'm shooting in. I don't know anything. And then there's a zoom. You actually have up to 10 times zoom. There's 4 time, 2 time, and 1 time. That's all digital zoom. I don't think there's any actual lenses that are doing the zoom here, but that's what the camera looks like. Now, I want to see how this charges, so we're going to plug in the supplied USB-C cable to my battery box here. And I think this is cool, just this little animation you get. little bubbles floating up. I thought that was kind of neat. So it's at 59% charge right now. It's ramping up there. 26, 28 watts. Pulling 2.2 amps out of it, out of the battery. So that's pretty good charging if you ask me. So at this rate, probably take, if it were fully depleted with a 1300 milliamp hour battery and a little over 2 amps, it'd take about 6 hours to charge this thing, which I think is probably on par with other tablets. I'm not sure. That doesn't seem like the fastest charging in the world to me, but I think my iPhone will charge in about an hour and a half with this same charger. So I don't know. I don't know what I don't really use tablets too much. I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's bad. All I know is that's what we're looking at for charging. But 30 watts seems to be okay. So having used this for the last couple weeks pretty extensively, I'm really happy with this. And one thing that I actually like, and you might not be able to tell, well, I can turn the screen on. Notice there's a large bezel around here. I actually like that because I can hold the tablet and I don't have to worry about touching the edges. That's one thing that with some of the newer tablets actually kind of bothers me. You can't actually really get a good firm grip on it. So I actually like that it has that big bezel around it. One thing that kept coming back every time I used this though, was being that it's kind of a brand that let's just say is emerging. I'm not familiar with Oscal. I've used one of their products in the past. But as far as like aftermarket products, the one thing that kept coming up to my mind was like, well, I would like to use this for portable ham radio, but it's only gonna sit flat. There's no stand. I can't stand it up. I don't know what kind of accessories there are for this. So it's not like you can run out to Best Buy or probably even hop on Amazon and find any kind of secondary market type accessories for something like this. So to have like a keyboard case, for example, so I could just log with ham radio, I can't do that currently. Now, yes, I could lean it up against something and I could probably hook up a Bluetooth keyboard to this and bring all kinds of other accessories, but then that means I have to bring more stuff. So I'd be curious to see what they come out in the future to accessorize with this. But overall, my experience has been very positive, so I'm very happy with this thing. So that's about all I got. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you again on another episode of K at MRD Radio Stuff. 73, guys.